got things.
Looking to start a new career in a cutting-edge, exciting, and globally competitive company? Enroll in Steelworker for the Future, a 2.5-year associate degree program offered at select community colleges, and you'll be prepared for a high-paying career at ArcelorMittal, the world's leading steel company. Graduates may be hired as maintenance technicians, earning an average of $90,000 per year, plus benefits. Your future with the leader in steel starts now. Visit steelworkerforthefuture.com today. Score big with the low-rate TCU Visa Platinum credit card that can help you take charge of those long-awaited projects or cover unexpected emergency needs. It not only comes with a low rate, but offers everything you need, including no annual fees, no balance transfer fees, easy cash advances at ATMs, and much more. Don't miss out on a good play. Take charge of those projects and score big with the low-rate TCU Visa Platinum credit card. Learn more and apply today at tcunet.com/creditcards.
This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. You've never done anything so hard in your life. You don't understand how you can finish. It takes inner strength and desire to become a Marine. When I finished, I was like, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marines."
PFC Summer Vulcan became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Get to the top, get hooked in, and then you look over the edge. I was like, no way am I jumping off this tower. I'm staying right here. I'm like, am I ever going to be good enough to be a Marine? When it was all said and done, watching the Tar Guard raise the American flags, I thought, I am a United States Marine.
PFC Keith Falcon knows you don't join the Marines, you become one. Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
At Horizon Bank, we're more than just your hometown bank. We're your neighbor. Whether you're ready to get a loan for your next family vacation, that new car you've had your eye on, a much-needed renovation, your dream home, or your business. Trust the local lenders at Horizon Bank for the loan you need. Local people making local decisions. Visit HorizonBank.com. Horizon Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Score big with the low-rate TCU Visa Platinum credit card that can help you take charge of those long-awaited projects or cover unexpected emergency needs. It not only comes with a low rate, but offers everything you need, including no annual fees, no balance transfer fees, easy cash advances at ATMs, and much more. Don't miss out on a good play. Take charge of those projects and score big with the low-rate TCU Visa Platinum credit card. Learn more and apply today at tcunet.com/creditcards. Looking to start a new career at a cutting-edge, exciting, and globally competitive company? Enroll in Steelworker for the Future, a 2.5-year associate degree program offered at select community colleges, and you'll be prepared for a high-paying career at ArcelorMittal, the world's leading steel company. Graduates may be hired as maintenance technicians, earning an average of $90,000 per year, plus benefits. Your future with the leader in steel starts now. Visit steelworkerforthefuture.com today. Score big with a low-rate TCU Visa Platinum credit card that can help you take charge of those long-awaited projects or cover unexpected emergency needs. It not only comes with a low rate, but offers everything you need, including no annual fees, no balance transfer fees, easy cash advances at ATMs, and much more. Don't miss out on a good play. Take charge of those projects and score big with the low-rate TCU Visa Platinum credit card. Learn more and apply today at tcunet.com/credit cards.
Live from Huntington, Indiana, on the campus of Huntington North High School, the home of the Vikings. RRSN.com, Regional Radio Sports, and the IHSAA Champions Network presents the 2016 Class 1A and Class 2A Northern Boys Basketball Semi-States. We're in this afternoon in the first game of our doubleheader. The Gary 21st Century Cougars take on the Liberty Christian Lions. And in the nightcap, the Lapel Bulldogs get set to take a flight out here today as they get set here in this second ball game to take on the Fort Wayne Canterbury Cavaliers. Good day, everybody. Mike Knezovich along with Chris Adzia and Ryan Knezovich to bring you all the exciting play-by-play action in this matchup here in game number 1 in Class 1A between the Gary 21st Century Cougars and the Liberty Christian Lions. The Gary 21st Century Cougars coming in with a mark of 20-6. The Liberty Christian Lions checking in with a record of 24-4. We want to thank all the folks that are making the broadcast possible today here on RRSN.com, the IHSAA Champions Network and Regional Radio Sports, and they include ArcelorMittal, Teachers Credit Union, the United States Marine Corps, and Horizon Bank. We also want to thank Albert's Diamond Jewelers, Staple Buick GMC, Automasters, and Tech Federal Credit Union. Also, thanks go out to Schwartz Retson, Engravables, Levin Tire, and Centier Bank. We also want to thank our tournament sponsors, including Calumet College of St. Joseph, River Point, Whitehawk, and Brassey Country Clubs in Northwest Indiana. And also thanks go out to our game sponsors, and they include Pathways Childcare, located at 1061 Harrison Boulevard in Gary, proudly supporting the Gary 21st Century Cougars in their quest for a semi-state championship. Also, Kennedy's Creations. They wish best of luck to coaches Williams and Haskins and the Cougars in their quest for a semi-state title out here today. And we also want to thank the Gary Air Show and the mayor's office from the city of Gary, as the Gary Air Show will return to the shores of Lake Michigan Saturday and Sunday, July the 9th and 10th. And you can call the City Hall at Gary for more information. Bring in my broadcast partner, Chris Adzia. And Chris, we've got a great venue out here to broadcast the game from today. We're perched up high here from the corner in the balcony, and we've got 3 excellent basketball teams trying to get down to Bankers Life Fieldhouse next weekend.
You look at Gary 21st Century that comes in ranked number 7 in the 1A poll, winners of 8 in a row. Liberty Christian Lions ranked number 1 in the 1A poll, winners of 10 in a row. You know you're going to obviously have hot teams if they're still playing at this level, but we have 2 teams in this 1A game in front of us that put a lot of points on the board. 21st Century at 78.7 points per ball game, the second highest scoring rate in the state of Indiana regardless of class. Liberty Christian puts 72 points on the board per game, Mike, and this is their 3rd year in a row at the semi-state level.
Yeah, a lot of experience here for Coach Jason Chappell and his kids. The other thing that's really amazing about the Lions ball club, Chris, is that they're probably the lowest efficient team from beyond the arc, but they certainly like to take the ball inside, and they're very efficient in the half-court offense doing that.
Well, they're pretty athletic on the half-court offense. They have decent size, especially for a 1A school. They have 4 players that that score double digits per game, led by Franklin Dunn, a 6'3 senior wing player. He scores 20 points a ball game along with 8 rebounds. He has the ability to put it on the floor and get to the basket and also score in the post and off offensive rebounds.
Meanwhile, the Gary 21st Century Cougars in their 7th year as a basketball program, and Chris, we followed them all the way from when they took their baby steps up now on the cusp of a possible state championship run here. Rodney Williams, along with Ricky Haskins, have certainly did a great job with this program.
Well, you look at the history of this program, the short history, the 7th year of action, only the 5th year as a sanctioned high school playing in postseason tournament. They've won 2 sectionals and now a regional under Coach Williams. And when you look at their scoring output, as we said, 78.7 points per ball game. They also have 4 players in double digits, but you can really point to one player, specifically the leading scorer in the state, senior guard Eugene German, averages 33 points a ball game.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of Indiana All-Star candidates out here today. Franklin Nunn is another young man that certainly is going to be getting a lot of looks at the next level, as well as with Indiana All-Stars. But you know as well as I do, Chris, with your previous experience being in this level of the tournament, a lot of times it's unsung heroes that come up and they end up doing a great job for one team and kind of biting the other one by surprise.
Well, obviously, when you score 33 points a ball game like Eugene German does, you're not going to be a secret to the other coach. Everybody knows that German's going to get his shots, and certainly the Lions and Coach Chappell put together a game plan to make it difficult for him. But he's going to get his shots. But certainly the Cougars have other potential players that could put the ball in the basket and be those unsung heroes. And DeAndre Golston, a 6'2 sophomore, averages 14 points and nearly 10 rebounds a ball game. Tyree Booker averages 11 points a ball game and nearly 10 rebounds. So, those rebounds and taking care of the ball and some of those things you don't necessarily see in the scoring column at the end of the game are huge on a stage like this.
Chris, let's take a look and break it down here as far as what these teams are looking at in the southern part of the state.
Well, in the southern part of the state in 1A, we look at Tri-West. They come in at 22-6. Oh, excuse me. The southern part of the state. We'll just go through all the classes here, Mike.
Okay, sure.
In the north and the south, if you don't mind. We'll start up north, as listed on my sheet. We have Warsaw in McCutcheon in 4A. That's number 5 McCutcheon at 25-1, coming off a big victory over the Crown Point Bulldogs. They'll face the number 4 ranked McCutcheon team at 27-3. Southport in the south part of the state in 4A at number 9 in the state at 22-6 will face New Albany. They come in at ranked number 1 and 25-1. In 3A up north, Griffith, number 3 at 25-3, will face on the 11th ranked Giants of Marion at 21-7. Tri-West down south at 22-6 will face Evansville Bossy at 18-10. In 2A, Fort Wayne Canterbury 16-10 will face LaPel here in game 2 in front of us here in Huntington. Indianapolis Howe down south, ranked number 7, will take on a 19-7 Providence Ball Club. And in 1A down south, it's Bloomfield, ranked number 3 at 25-3. They'll face the number 17th ranked West Washington Ball Club that comes in at 20-8.
Prior to today's ball game, we had a chance to sit down with Jason Chappell, the head coach of the Liberty Christian Lions. He's in his 12th year with this program, and as Chris mentioned previously, a lot of success for this program. This group of kids has certainly had a very stalwart 4-year career here at Liberty Christian High School. They are members of the Pioneer Conference, won the conference championship with 24 victories and only 4 down. And prior to the ball game, I talked to Jason a little bit about that schedule and how it's prepared him and the kids for the postseason.
The past experience, they've been able to play in some really, really big games. And they've, obviously we've been in 2 semi-states now. So some of these kids are going into their third year of this, and they've gotten to see it. And so it's been good for them. But not only that, our schedule this year, we really tested us for the postseason. I was looking at it today, and we played the Seton Catholic twice, LCC, Northeastern, Marion, you got Pendleton Heights, Warren Central. We played Gary 21st, Indianapolis, Arlington, and none of those teams are slouches. I mean, that's a really good schedule for a 1A team to prepare for the tournament.
We're visiting with Jason Chappell, the head coach of the Liberty Christian Lions, here on the pregame show on RRSN.com and the IHSAA Champions Network. And Coach, balance has certainly been the key for the Lions this season. You've got 4 student athletes in double-digit scoring. Touch base a little bit about that senior group as well as the junior, Ronnie Williams, how they've been able to share the basketball in the offensive set and find each other in great parts of the floor to be successful.
Well, I think honestly it comes from off the court. They're a very tight-knit group. They do everything together. They go to B-dubs and eat together a lot and hang out. And so they have chemistry off the court, and you see that develop onto the court. At the beginning of the season and midway through the season, every year kids are worried about their points and how many rebounds and their stats and whatnot. But, it's part of the season. We get them trained, and we have to put our egos aside, and it's about getting the W. And so these kids understand that. They don't care how many points they get. They want to get the championship.
And Coach Franklin Nunn, certainly a candidate for Indiana All-Star this year, 20.1 points per game, 8 boards at only 6'3". How has he been able to do a great job for you, not only on the defense, but on the offensive side of the glass at such a short height?
He may be listed at 6'3", but he plays really big. He's got one of the quickest first steps I've ever seen. But his they call it a wing jump. It's 48 inches, and he can get off the ground. He can get off the ground pretty quick as well. And so he's just a super athlete. I have never in my life been able to coach someone with the athleticism that he has, and so he's been given a really good gift, and he uses it to the best of his ability.
Give you a wrap-up, Coach. Let's take a look at keys of the game. I think everybody in the state's looking forward to this one. It's a rematch of the game back on January the 29th over at your place, a 1-point ball game against these Cougars. So what did you guys learn from that first meeting about their personnel, and what kind of challenges you're going to meet out here today in the semi-state?
Well, first of all, we learned that Eugene German is just a tough player. He's anywhere on the court. You've got to watch out, and if you overextend on him, then he's going to drive. And so there's, I don't know that anyone can stop him. It's one of those, you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him because he's such a great player. I know when we played them, we did not feel like we played our best game, and I'm sure that they felt like they didn't play our best game. So it's one of those things that you're going to be able to throw the records out, and I think it's going to be a really good game. Obviously, at that time, we didn't have Caleb Hardy, who is now with us, so that hopefully will make a difference. But if we've reviewed some things on video, if we can make some changes to that, I think our chances are much better. So.
Jason Chappell, the head coach of the Liberty Christian Lions, joining us, Chris Adzia, and certainly the Lions are going to be tournament tested tough.
Yeah, they really are. As Coach indicated, this is the 3rd year in a row for some of these kids in the program to play on such a great stage here at the semi-state level. But you look at the history of Coach Chappell, now in his 12th year at the school, where he's 151 and 140 for nearly a 52% winning percentage. Those numbers really don't speak how he's turned this program around. In his first 7 years, he experienced 6 losing seasons, and then now he's had 4 in a row with 20-plus wins per season. So he's really turned things around. He has 5 sectional championships and 3 regional championships now under his belt here with the Lions.
The Gary Air Show will return to beautiful Marquette Park again this year, Saturday and Sunday, July 9th and 10th, 2016. The city of Gary currently seeks sponsors for this exciting summer fun event on the beach that attracts over 100,000 in attendance over the weekend. For sponsorship and event information, call Gary City Hall at 219-881-1300. Make plans now for the Gary Air Show.
Centir is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank since 1895. The Schrag family has built a legacy of success, not merely through business but through philanthropy that extends throughout the communities it serves. As a family-owned bank, Centier stands firmly behind its not-for-sale promise, pledging to the families, businesses, and communities of Indiana that it will continue to preserve independent hometown banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centier Bank, member FDIC.
Just a friendly reminder as well that IHSAA TV is covering both the Lafayette and Seymour semi-states today. Since both are at 4 and 6 p.m., they will follow our games here at Huntington. So again, IHSAATV.org will broadcast 2 doubleheaders this Saturday, both from a couple different sites over at Seymour. The legendary Walt Ferber will be on the call at 4 p.m. Eastern as 25-3 Bloomfield faces 20-8 West Washington in Class 1A. And then 22-6 Tri-West battles 18-10 Evansville-Bosse in Class 3A at 6 p.m. Eastern. Then over at Lafayette Jeff, Hall of Famer Jerry Baker and Big Jan Bozer will present 25-3 Griffith versus 21-7 Marion at 4 p.m., followed by 25-1 Warsaw taking on 27-3 McCutcheon at 6 p.m. in the 4A matchup. All games can be viewed in HD at IHSAATV.org, the internet portal of the Indiana High School Champions Network. And Chris, of course, we had a chance to see that Warsaw team take the Michigan City Regional last weekend, and head coach Doug Ogle and his ball club, not very flashy, but they get the job done.
No, it's all about tempo for the Warsaw Tigers. They got a couple legitimate scores, but they're going to control the pace of the game and play at their pace. It's a half-court style of play, and they're not afraid to take some time off the clock and limit the possessions of your opponents.
Our pregame interview with head coach Rodney Williams is brought to us by Pathways Childcare. They're located at 1061 Harrison Boulevard in Gary. They proudly support the Gary 21st Century Cougars in their quest for a semi-state championship. They are a state-licensed facility and care for children from infant through the age of 13. For more information, call them at 219-885-4407. Pathways Childcare in Gary believes in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6, which states that we all should, quote, train up a child in the way they should go.
Pre-game coverage of this Class 1A semi-state championship here at Huntington High School continues on RRSN.com Regional Radio Sports in conjunction with the IHSAA Champions Network. We're going to bring on Rodney Williams, the head coach of the Gary 21st Century Cougars. And, Coach, congratulations on the regional championship wins against Triton on their home floor, and then a victory over the South Newton Rebels to win that regional championship. Describe for us, if you can, the emotions, the long mountain, the big climb up to that regional peak, and how you guys were able to get it done last weekend.
Mike, I tell you, thank you, first of all. Mike, it's been an exciting time, and I tell you, I didn't realize how difficult it is to get to this place, but it's been a long, hard road. And I tell you, the regionals is probably one of the roughest days in basketball.
Right.
You have to play 2 tough teams, and to play Triton on their home court was just an unbelievable task, and my kids were up to the task, and they played a very, very heady game. And you saw the game. I heard about the game anyway. We were down by 12 early, and they remained cool and calm and came back at the end of the first quarter. They brought the game back to, I think, 14-13, and after they got the nervousness out of their system, they kind of settled down and started to do what we do, and brought the victory home. So it was a tough day though for us.
And, Coach, you talk about long and winding roads, and it's certainly been one for Tyree Booker, your 6'5" senior. The young man going through some difficult times and getting to this point right now in his career. And, boy, he's certainly shining at the right time. He's averaging a double-double this year. And how has he been able to get those 110 offensive rebounds for you at 6'5" and keep things alive for you on the offensive glass?
Well, he's just tenacious under the glass, and he's just a beast, Mike. His motor never stops. He just keeps going and going and going, and I'm just so proud of him. Last year he was a little timid at times, but this year he's really stepped it up, and he's been a real key to what we do, and I'm just really proud of that young man.
And meanwhile, DeAndre Golston continues to mature, is only a sophomore for you, averaging 14-2 and also 10 rebounds a ball game. How has he been able to be so successful at such an early stage of his career?
Well, DeAndre wants to be successful, so he works so hard at it, Mike. And, his uncle played for us on our first sectional championship team, and he wants to prove to everyone in his family that he is the best in the family. So he works especially hard to do that. So he's going to do nothing but get better over time. And, I was standing next to him today, and Coach Haskins said, Coach, he's taller than I am now. So he's grown even since the beginning of this season. So if he continues to grow, Mike, boy, the sky's the limit for this kid. He's going to get better and better and better, and his work ethic is just tremendous. I look for great things from this kid.
We're visiting with Rodney Williams, the head coach of the Gary 21st Century Cougars, here on RRSN.com, Regional Radio Sports, in conjunction with the IHSAA Champions Network. And Coach, we all knew a special player that Eugene German was going to be when we saw him as a freshman over in the sectional, and he certainly is not disappointed throughout his career, and just a tremendous athlete, tremendous person to have on your team to show the younger kids how to get it done. And I'd like you to comment on what he's meant to you in the program here with the Cougars.
Well, Eugene has developed into quite a leader now. In his younger days, Mike, some of those shots that he takes now and makes on a consistent basis, he didn't make those so consistently when he was younger. And those shots that Coach Haskins and I thought were bad shots then, I think they're great shots now. So he has the green light to shoot them anytime he wants. But he's another kid that just works hard at his craft, and he's just been amazing, Mike. And it's important for our team. It's important for us that we do well, because we want everybody in the state to see how talented this young man is. Because if it were up to me, he would be Mr. Basketball. But
sure,
we want everybody to see how talented a young man he is, and he just turned out to be a tremendous kid, and I'm just so proud of him.
Coach, give you a wrap-up. Let's take a look at keys of the game. This is a rematch of a great game that took place over at their place earlier this season, a one-point ball game, and you're going up against a very talented team, 4 players in double-digit scoring for Coach Chappell and what the Lions bring to the table here. So what did you guys learn from that first loss about their personnel and about what you can possibly do to get over the hump and get down to Conseco Fieldhouse to play for a state championship?
Well, Mike, we learned that they're a good basketball team, number one, and they're well coached. But we also learned that we can play with them. We looked at all the statistical categories, and in all the categories, everything was pretty equal. The only thing that they had the edge in was turnovers. We had 21 turnovers that game. They had 13. If we can cut our turnovers down, I think we could beat them. And we're going to work hard to keep our turnovers down, and again do what we do, and that's defend, rebound, and run the basketball. And if we do those 3 things well, we have a great chance in beating this team.
Special thanks to Rodney Williams. My apologies to the folks at Bankers Life, as I kind of dated myself there with the reference to Conseco Fieldhouse, but it is Bankers Life Fieldhouse where the teams will meet coming up next weekend down at the state championships in Indianapolis. Kennedy's Creations wishes best of luck to coaches Williams and Haskins and the Gary 21st Century Cougars in their quest for a semi-state championship today at Huntington North High School. They specialize in balloon and other decorations for parties and special events. For more information, call Kennedy's Creations at 773 507-6501, or send an email to Teresa at CanadiCreations@gmail.com. Chris.
The Gary Air Show will return to beautiful Marquette Park again this year, Saturday and Sunday, July 9th and 10th in 2016. The city of Gary currently seeks sponsors for this exciting summer fun event on the beach that attracts over 100,000 in attendance over the weekend. For sponsorship and event information, call Gary City Hall at 219-881-1300. Make plans now for the Gary Air Show.
And Pathways Childcare, located at 1061 Harrison Boulevard in Gary, proudly supports the Gary 21st Century Cougars in their quest for a semi-state championship. They are a state-licensed facility and care for children from infant through age of 13. For more information, call them at 219-887-4407. Pathway Childcare in Gary believes in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6, which states that we all should, quote, train up a child in the way they should go. And, Chris, let's take a look a little bit at the tail of the tape between these two ball clubs and see exactly how each of these ball clubs has gotten here.
Well, and on paper, they match up pretty well. You know, and it starts, you talk about teams at this level, typically they're going to take care of the ball pretty well, and you heard Coach talk about 21 turnovers for the Cougars the first time these two teams met. 21st Century only averages about 12.5 turnovers a ball game. Liberty Christian at 14 turnovers a ball game. They both shoot 50+% from the field. The Cougars average 60 shot attempts per game. Liberty Christian right behind them with 57. So it's two teams that really like to push the pace a little bit. Both teams not great from the free throw line, but they certainly could be worse. Cougars come in at 64%, and the Lions at 67%. Gary 21st shoots 33% from behind the arc, and the Liberty Christian Lions at 28%. As we talked about, Mike, both teams coming in on pretty good winning streaks. Gary 21st Century 8 in a row, and the Lions 10 in a row. The 21st Century Cougars had to get through a sectional of Westville, Morgan Township, and and Morgan Township. In the regional, they had to play two ranked teams in Triton and South Newton. And the Lions on their road to the semi-state also had to face two ranked teams at the regional level. Number 2, Seton Catholic, and Lafayette Central Catholic, ranked number 10.
Right now, the PA announcer, Chant Thompson, is having us all face over towards Old Glory as we get set for the playing of our national anthem. And again, special thanks to all the men and women that are fighting for our freedoms each and every day here in the United States as well as overseas. We've got a great crowd on hand. There's a lot of people also arriving for game number 2. And right now, we will honor America with the playing of our national anthem out here today at Huntington North High School. So glad you could join us for Class A Semi-State Championship action. Let's send it down to Chant Thompson, the PA announcer here at Huntington North High School, for the introduction of today's lineups.
First of
He doesn't have it on. It was on when I did it. I told him it's green. It's on right now.
So your starters for the Cougars will be Cor Van Lott. He'll be joined in the backcourt by Eugene German, number 10, DeAndre Golston, Ahmad Cathy, and Tyree Booker will round out the lineup for the Cougars, Chris. And certainly everything goes through number 10, Eugene German.
He averages 33 points a ball game, leads the state in scoring to go along with 4 assists and 5.5 rebounds per ball game. And it's a Gary 21st Cougar lineup that's not very tall. They only have 3 players listed over, or 2 players in the starting lineup listed over 6 feet. That's DeAndre Golston at 6'2", and Tyree Booker at 6'5".
They're going through the non-starters right now for the Lions. And now let's send it down to Chant Thompson for the starters. Ronnie Williams, of course, the hero as he got the game-winning shot in the regional championship win for the Liberty Christian Lions. So Ronnie Williams will be at a guard position. He'll be joined in the backcourt by Benjamin Cotton. And the forwards will be Caleb Hardy, the transfer over to Liberty Christian, along with Greg Dixon and Franklin Nunn. We got our officials out here today for game number 1. They will be Kirk Robinson, Zach Siwa, along with Douglas Moore. David George is the alternate. What are you looking for here in the early going, Chris Hadzia?
Well, this is an experienced ball club from Liberty Christian. Can Gary 21st Century get through the first 2 minutes and get through that anxiety and butterflies that you're going to experience at the semi-state level?
The Get Liberty Christian Lions will be dressed in their white home uniforms and the white team on the scoreboard. And Gary 21st Century in their black roadies with the red numbers and white trim. And the white and black trim down the side of the trunks and the jerseys. The Lions started off with Nunn now in the corner, and now they'll swing it back out. And they'll reset the offense. Good job of getting in there to deflect the ball out of bounds by German. It'll stay with the Lions.
Cougars start the game man-to-man. Interesting, they have Eugene German, their leading scorer, guarding Franklin Nunn, Liberty Christian's leading scorer.
They're going to go all the way to the backcourt right now and get it set with Caleb Hardy. We want to welcome on board the folks that are listening as well in Northwest Indiana on WEFM 95.9 FM, Michigan City. Shot in the lane goes off the heel of the rim. Cotton picks it back up and gets the first 2 points of the ball game.
2 points, offensive putback We talked about the size disadvantage for the Cougars. That'll be another big key in this ball game.
So Eugene German, quarterback in the offense, up top on the play. Now he's right side, free throw line extended. 1 minute gone in the ball game. The Lions leading it 2-0. Now a nice overplay in the corner by Ben Cotton, and it'll stay with the Cougars.
The 6'3 senior Gregory Dixon draws the assignment to start the ball game on Eugene German. He's man-to-man with them, face guarding them all over the floor.
Bring it back, and it goes over the head of Kathy and will go out of bounds, so a turnover. Unless they say it deflected. Let's see. No, they're actually just waving that the inbounds pass is going to come back to the Lions' territory.
The ball was never touched, so they'll go all the way back to the end line, and Liberty Christian will have to go the length of the floor. First turnover for the Cougars.
Thought for a second that the black and red was going to get a break on that one, but not to be. 2-0 lead for Liberty Christian, a minute gone in the basketball game. Franklin Nunn, averaging over 20 a game, picks up a screen between the rings. Now at the left elbow, takes it all the way in. They're going to wave off the basket, and they're going to call foul on the drive. It'll be on Corvon Lott, his first, the team's first, 5'7" junior. Reached in and got his fingers caught in the cookie jar, and now a three-pointer put up and in by Ronnie Williams, his 40th of the year.
Well, the Lions just went 1-4 along the baseline. They skipped it all the way to the far corner for the three.
German cuts the lead more in half with a tray of his own and makes it a 5-3 ball game, his 78th home run ball of the season. Another three-pointer put up and in by Ronnie Williams, his second of the ball game.
Well, Williams comes in at 36% behind the arc on the year.
Kathy comes right back with his 35th tray, and it's raining three-pointers out here so far.
Well, you see why these two ball clubs are ultra proficient on the offensive end of the floor.
Ronnie Williams down to Cotton. Now they'll bring it back on the baseline to Hardy. Little jump stop shot, no good, and the rebound comes down to Lott for the Cougars. They look to move. He's going to pop it from 17, and we got a tie ball game at 8.
Well, Lott, full speed dribble to the free throw line. He made that shot look easy. One of the most difficult shots in basketball is that pull-up from full speed.
Well, back where we started from after a 5-0 start for the Lions, Franklin Nunn with a fadeaway, and he gives the Lions the lead back at 10-8.
The Lions leading scorer now on the board with 2.
5:24 remaining here. Nice move to the rack, and we're tied as Eugene German tickles the twine.
He just hit the three a couple possessions ago off the dribble from the top of the key. That time a little hesitation and crossover. He got around the defender into the lane.
Well, the Lions mascot has barely had an opportunity to settle in here, and we're 3 minutes gone, and we got 20 points on the board. Franklin Nunn back the other way, and he gives the Lions the lead. What a frantic pace out here this afternoon. Can they keep it up?
Well, the Cougars are quickly through their anxiety we talked about for sure.
Yeah. Three-pointer for the lead, way off the mark by Kathy, and the rebound comes down to Ronnie Williams for the Lions. Liberty Christian up by 2 with the pumpkin as we approach the halfway part of the first quarter. From 17, off the back of the heel and no good by Dixon. And now German comes back the other way, and he got fouled on the way up. And let's see, they're going to call it common foul out of bounds, but German beating the defense for the Lions down the floor.
Cougars had a 4-on-3 break that time. No one really stopped the ball for the Lions, and he got deep into the lane before he was fouled.
Greg Dixon gets called for the foul. So each team now with a personal foul. 4:24 remaining in the first quarter, 12-10 lead for Liberty Christian in this Class 1A semi-state championship. German's pass got deflected. It'll stay with the Cougars.
Yeah, German went left baseline that time. A lot of traffic in the lane. Difficult pass that was knocked out of bounds.
Good job by Golston to collapse the defense, and then they bring it back out to Kathy. Crossover dribble by Ahmad, goes left side. Lott's tray is no good. It's short. And the weak side rebound to Franklin Nunn for the Lions as they look to run. Ronnie off the right side, and at the hoop to harm the foul, and a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play for number 12, Caleb Hardy.
The Gary Air Show will return to beautiful Marquette Park again this year, Saturday and Sunday, July 9th and 10th, 2016. The City of Gary currently seeks sponsors for this exciting summer event on the beach that attracts over 100,000 in attendance over the weekend. For sponsorship and event information, call Gary City Hall at 219-881-1300. Make plans now for the Gary Air Show.
Halfway through the first quarter, 14-10 lead for the Lions. For the three-pointer, no good. Nice offensive rebound down low and fouled. On the way up there was Tyree Booker, the 6'5 senior for Gary 21st Century. Great story in the Times this week, Chris, about the all the adversity that this young man had while growing up in Harvey, Illinois, and he certainly has parlayed a great opportunity with Gary 21st Century to his advantage.
Well, you love the success stories that come out in these tournament runs from some of these kids, both at the high school level, and you see a lot of them coming out at the NCAA level as well.
So Booker splits the free throws, only at 52% on the season. Ronnie Williams bounce pass down. Dixon gets the hoop as the Lions went through the Cougar press like a hot knife through butter.
The Lions, 5 players in the scoring column, spreading it out nicely here in this first quarter.
Jump shot on the baseline is woefully short by Golston for the Cougars. Franklin Nunn back the other way, lost control. It's tipped to the far side where Ronnie Williams' runner is good.
8 points now for Williams, a 1-foot runner.
German the other way with a dipsy-do spinorama move as he banked it up and in. German with 7 and Ronnie Williams with 8. Back the other way, the Lions score with Dixon. He's got 4, and right now the Cougars not getting back on D.
Yeah, getting up and down, both teams pushing it up as the Cougars now walk it up, down 7.
20-13 Lions. Cathy head and shoulder fake. Now he'll pop it from 3, left it short, and the rebound comes down on the play to the Lions, Caleb Hardy. Cotton almost ran out of real estate, got it to Ronnie. He'll pop it from 12 feet, and he got the shooter's touch. No. The rebound comes off far as they battle for it in front of the Cougar bench, and they're going to give it to the Cougars.
We'll call that the first turnover on the Lions after their second offensive rebound. That last shot by Armand Cathy, a tough shot after the head and shoulder fake from 3. He dribbled sideways a couple dribbles away from the basket, then tried to reset, and he left it short.
Josh Tufts, a 6'3 sophomore, averaging 4.4 a game, comes in. Eugene German shot from 15 off the mark. The ball deflects, and Cathy can't save it in time. So exiting for Liberty Christian there was Greg Dixon and his 4 points.
The Liberty Christian forced to go the full court here. Cougars drop back to a man-to-man on the half court.
20-13 lead for Liberty Christian, coming up on 2 minutes remaining here in quarter number 1. Now Benjamin Cotton for Liberty Christian coming in at 24-4. They get Ronnie Williams on the flash and a nice little jump hook in the lane. And Ronnie Williams right now going to school here on the Cougars with 10.
More than halfway to his season average of 16.5 points a ball game. Really being aggressive on the offensive end.
They try to go with a lob inside. It's knocked away from Booker. It'll stay with Gary.
A great help side coming over from Benjamin Cotton, a 6'4 senior who's able to knock it out of bounds.
So German leads the Cougars with 7, and Ronnie Williams with 10 for Liberty Christian. 22-19 lead for the Lions as Dixon gets set to come back in for Coach Chappell. 3-pointer by German, and he tickled the twine from 23.
He now has 10. He just faced up the defender, gave him a head and shoulder fake, and went right over the top of him.
So German a third of the way to his average. Now Cotton got his pocket picked temporarily. Spinorama move now, taking it in and scoring the hoop, the harm, the foul. And a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play for Caleb Hardy. What a play.
Caleb Hardy averages 17 points a ball game. He is the transfer that did not play in that January 29th meeting of these two ball clubs. It was a 1-point victory from Liberty Christian.
Golston has to come out of the lineup with those 2 fouls as Jarrell Northern, a 6'1 senior averaging a point a game, comes in off the bench. Hardy could not complete the three-point play, and then Nunn tipped it out of bounds. So the Lions with their biggest lead now of 8 at 24-16 with 70 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 3 team fouls so far in the Cougars, 2 on Liberty Christian. German will bring it up over the midcourt stripe. Right now they've got Tufts kind of playing center field in the lane. They double down now on Eugene. Pop pass over to the right side and to bring it back out. Splits the defense, spin-a-rama move, rejected by Nunn. Ronnie Williams back the other way for the Lions, and he scores. Boy, they are quick up and down the floor.
Nunn got well above the rim that time to pin it off the glass. That led to the fast break the other way. Starting to open up this lead a little bit by 10.
Tell you what, Chris, if you would have told me that there was a team in the land of the Indiana Hoosiers that could outrun Gary 21st Century, I would have said, show me. Trey John Dixon, 6 foot and a junior, getting set to come in now for Chapel. He'll come in for Greg Dixon. Franklin Nunn will take a break here as well. That personal foul was on Dixon. That's his second. And now the Cougars in a little bit of trouble on a double team, but they'll retain possession.
Well, the last couple possessions now the Lions have gone to a little bit of a trap or one and jump out of this man-to-man defense.
Watt bounce pass in the lane and scoring at the left hand is Tyree Booker, his 3rd point, and he'll have a chance to cut the lead down to single digits.
Little unconventional that time. Lott went baseline left. He got up off the ground and dropped a bounce pass to Booker, who quickly to the basket laid it in.
Trey John Dixon gets his first personal. So Booker only a 52% free throw shooter, and he can't finish the deal. He joins Cathy now with 3 points for the Cougars. 19 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 26-18 lead in favor of Liberty Christian here in the first half. Ronnie Williams guarded by Cathy. He's got the height advantage there. Now they post up, and a foul going to be called down in the lower back there on a push by number 25, Jarrell Northern.
Hardy had him isolated on the post. I thought Northern did a nice job pushing Hardy off the block a little bit, got him off out on the floor a little bit.
Cotton gets the return pass, got a sliver of daylight, and the rebound comes down to Northern. And that will complete the first quarter of play here at Huntington North High School, the home of the Huntington North Vikings. The score here at the end of the first quarter of play, the Liberty Christian Lions 26 and the Gary 21st Century Cougars 18. So an 8-point lead for the home team on the scoreboard here at the end of the first quarter of play. Liberty Christian 1 of 2 from the free throw line here in the stanza, and Gary 21st Century 1 of 3. River Point Country Club in Hobart, White Hawk Country Club in Crown Point, and the Brassy Golf Club in Chesterton are 3 golf courses in Northwest Indiana that currently have membership signups. River Point in Hobart offers its members and guests an indoor golf simulator and indoor batting cage, has 27 holes, and is on the web at riverpoint.com. The Brassy offers its players 18 holes of link-style golf at thebrassy.com, while Whitehawk has 9-hole courses and tee options by the 4 streams and prairies of Crown Point, and their website is whitehawkcountryclub.com. Chris?
Calumet College of St. Joseph is your university of choice for academics and athletics. The 2016 basketball, men's volleyball, and wrestling seasons are currently in action. Also in 2016, the men's bowling program is ranked number 3 in the nation. Crimson Wave Athletics supports over 330 student athletes who combine for a department GPA greater than a 3.0 cumulative. For more information about your future potential and upcoming spring enrollment, go to ccsj.edu.
Give the assist to Eugene German on the drive over to Booker. He now has 5, and that cuts the Lions' lead down to 6. Ronnie Williams on the baseline, up and under, and getting fouled. And heading to the charity stripe will be Josh Tufts. And right now, the quickness of Ronnie Williams bothering the backcourt for the Cougars.
Yeah, he got into the free throw lane, was able to dish it off to Tufts. Head and shoulder fake got Corvon Lott up in the air, although he was straight up. There was some contact.
Tufts only a 56% free throw shooter, but he looked pretty good on that one, averaging 4.4 a game and 2 caroms off the boards. He completes both those free throws, so now 3 of 4 from the line for the Lions. They equal their biggest lead at 8. Actually, they were up by 9 at one point, 26-17. Now a reach-in foul going to be called, a block on Ronnie Williams.
Well, not only do the Cougars have to battle the number 1 team in the 1A poll, they're also battling 2 student sections because these Lapel is about 10 to 12 miles away from Anderson, where Liberty Christian is from. Both student sections up and rooting for the Lions as we speak.
Nice rebound down low as the Cougars hit the offensive glass with Booker, and he now has 7. 28-22 Lions, 1 minute gone here in the second quarter. Williams now off the right side on the play to Hardy. Hardy is able to bank it up and in off the right side. He's got 7. Next stoppage of play, we'll take a look at shooting totals for both of these ball clubs, if they let us. German now right side free throw line extended. He tries to go with a pop pass. Ronnie Williams is able to deflect it, and then they're going to call a blocking foul on number 5, Corvon Lott. Chris, let's take a look at some of the numbers.
Well, in that first quarter, Gary 21st Century, 7 of 15 from the field for 46.5%, 3 of 7 from the three-point line for 42.9, 1 of 3 from the free throw line for 33%. Liberty Christian Lions, a red-hot 12 of 17 overall for 70.5%, 2 of 2 from behind the three-point line and 0 of 2 from the free throw line.
Ben Cotton, a 6'4 senior, back in the lineup now. So he's with Tufts along with Hardy on the front line as Caleb gets the basketball. 30-22 lead for Liberty Christian. Now none. Weak side pass. Ronnie Williams. Trey. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
And the Cougars went to a 2-3 zone that time. Exactly how coaches draw it up. The ball went to the free throw line and then was kicked opposite to a wide open Williams.
He now has 15 in the game. German coast to coast to bank it in off the left side. Eugene leading the Cougars now with a dozen. 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Hardy flashes to the free throw line, puts it up on Northern, and nails it from 8 feet.
He now has 8. That was a tough spinorama in traffic. Took a little bit of a bump on his way to the basket as well.
Biggest lead of the afternoon so far is 11, but now Eugene German hit that one from the other side of Fort Wayne.
Well, with the scoring ability of German, you want to keep this game within striking distance and allow him to take over late.
Now Hardy lost the ball on the baseline. He's able to tie up on the loose ball, and the alternate possession will stay with Liberty Christian, so a nice heads-up play there by Caleb. 35-27, Liberty Christian with the lead in the basketball. 5:34 remaining in the first half. Cotton lobs it into Nunn. Tough shot from 17, and he got the shooter's touch. And Coach Chappell wants to take a timeout. Well, you could just tell Franklin Nunn averaging 20 a ball game, certainly with great rotation on the basketball, Chris.
The Gary Air Show will return to beautiful Marquette Park again this year, Saturday and Sunday, July 9th and 10th in 2016. The city of Gary currently seeks sponsors for this exciting summer fun event on the beach. It attracts 100,000 in attendance over the weekend. For sponsorship and event information, call Gary City Hall at 219-881-1300. Make plans now for the Gary Air Show.
Kennedy's Creation wishes best of luck to coaches Williams and Haskins and the Gary 21st Century Cougars in their quest for a semi-state championship today at Huntington North High School. They specialize in balloons and other decorations for parties and special events. For more information, call Kennedy's Creations at 773-507-6501. as the Cougars are able to take it down the floor and score. You can also send an email to Teresa at CanadiesCreations@gmail.com.
After the timeout, Liberty Christian came out in a full court press. They double-teamed Eugene German. He just split it right away and went the length of the court and laid it in.
But Franklin Nunn comes back with his 30th tray of the season and is able to pick up a point on the transition. 40-29. German trying to cut the lead to 8, can't get it done. And the rebound down to Nunn for the Lions. Franklin now in the twilight zone. Right side, Tufts, a long three-pointer, and he makes them pay with the tray.
21st three-pointer on the year for Joshua Tufts. Only averages 4 points a ball game. He already has 5.
Biggest lead for the Lions this afternoon at 14. Big possession here for Gary 21st Century, and a blocking foul going to be called on Cotton. And now both teams are done with their fouls before the 1-and-1.
Mike, Liberty Christian came into this ball game shooting 28% from the three-point line. They are now 5 of 5 from deep in this ball game.
Cotton picks up the foul. Both teams now with 16 fouls. German, little spinorama move. Had to do a little bit of a head and shoulder fake there because of the double team and put it off the side of the backboard. Halfway through the second quarter, Liberty Christian up by 14 with the basketball, 43-29. Now they're going to kind of spread it out here and take a little bit of the sands out of the hourglass.
Cougars still in the 2-3 zone. They've been in for the last 4 minutes or so.
None on the baseline. They go high-low back out to Cotton. Very good patience here right now. We've seen this story before from Warsaw. Tufts flashes to the basketball, misses the shot. German the long rebound. Eugene looks to run up and under and drew the foul. And Eugene will go to the line and he will shoot one and the bonus.
Well, they didn't necessarily have numbers, but with his burst of speed and quickness, he gives them numbers right away. Even if it's 1-on-2, he gets to the basket.
It's a second foul on Ronnie Williams. And that puts the Cougars over the limit as Trey John Dixon now will come into the ballgame to replace Ronnie Williams. They want to get him out with those 2 fouls along with Dixon. Well, the folks in DeKalb are going to love number 10.
Yeah, Northern Illinois is getting a good one.
Eugene, a 70% free throw shooter. He's got 8 in the quarter, 18 in the game. So he's got 18 of the 30 points so far for Coach Williams, making 19 of 31. That cuts the lead down to 12 as Ricky Haskins off the bench now yelling out defensive instructions for the Cougars. Cotton flash pass into Nunn. Good look down to Tufts for the layup.
Joshua Tufts, a 6'3 sophomore now with 7 points in this ball game. We talked about, guys stepping up and being unsung heroes in these big ball games. He's giving them a pretty good scoring punch off the bench right now.
Hesitation move by German. Good defense being played by Trey John Dixon, but they go weak side. The bunny is missed on the play, but they got the tip there, and I think that was Golston, Chris.
Golston had a great flash to the basket. German found him. He missed the initial attempt, but then was able to knock it in.
They did give it to DeAndre. Now a little baby hook from the right side, and right now Caleb Hardy with 11. And now German draws the foul in the backcourt on Dixon. A very heady move that time by the guard from Gary 21st Century.
Dixon was trying to put pressure one-on-one the length of the floor, which is pretty much an impossible task to do against Eugene German. German was able to create the contact and draw the foul.
Boy, don't put an egg on the head of the collective Lions. They are shooting the lights out right now. You'll get yourself an omelet. German hits the first charity toss. And Liberty Christian on a 100-point pace out here this afternoon. Eugene nails them both. He's perfect from the line this afternoon, 4 for 4.
Now has 21 points in the ball game with 2:30 remaining in the second quarter.
Hardy now on the baseline. Kicks it back outside to Josh Tufts. Gary 21st back to man as Northern comes out on Cotton. Now on the baseline, they're going to call another foul. Is coming in too much on the backside there was Jarrell Northern. That will send the Cougars over the limit. First action here this afternoon for Edwin Hardiman, a 6-foot sophomore, averages 1.2 points and a rebound off the bench. So Caleb Hardy to the line, and he gets the front end. Boy, for a team coming in at 59% inside the arc, you can see why the Lions very close to 60% on the season in that category.
They have nice balance. They're able to push the ball in transition. They're also able to slow the tempo down and still get good looks on the half court.
Hardy gets the kind roll. He's now 3 of 4 from the line. He's got 8 in the quarter and 13 in the game. Lions equal their biggest lead at 14 now. Booker trying to cut it to 11, left it short. Cathy, nice offensive rebound and a baby hook in the lane. Cathy with his 5th point. Lead down to 12, but nobody picks up ball, and a finger roll in the lane by Trajan Dixon for his first 2. German back the other way, out to Ahmad. Cathy couldn't get the 3 to go, and a foul going to be called on the weak side on number 14, Edwin Hardiman, for the Cougars.
Come all the way back and go to the free throw line, will the Lions.
So right now we've got multiple student athletes with 2 personal fouls, 2 on Corvon Lott, 2 on DeAndre Golston, and 2 on Jarrell Northern. For Gary 21st Century, Ronnie Williams, Greg Dixon, and Trajan Dixon with 2 apiece for the home team. Franklin Nunn, a 74% free throw shooter, nails the first one. He now has 10. And make it 11. Liberty Christian now 7 of 8 from the line this afternoon. Long 3-pointer by German, and he nailed that one past the volleyball line.
He has the uncanny ability to be able to shoot threes off the dribble. You don't see many players at this level able to do that.
1:19 remaining. Little baby hook by Hardy, left it short. That ball actually went off a Cougar, but let's give it to Hardy. 1 minute. 1 minute remaining in the first half of play. 55-40, the Lions with their biggest lead at 15. Fadeaway 24-footer is good by Eugene German.
Well, it was a step-back 24-footer as well as fading away, Mike. High degree of difficulty, nothing the Lions defender could have done.
Now a nice pass on the baseline, and taking it in was Dixon for the deuce.
Dixon took 3 steps on his way to the basket right in front of the official, no call. Fortunate that time for the Lions.
57-43 Lions. 30 seconds remaining. German now a fadeaway 3 way off the mark. Toughs the rebound away from German. Nunn looking to run. Left side, Ben Cotton from 15 is off the mark. Ahmad Cathy comes down now 1 on 3. Couldn't get it to go. Weak side rebound corralled by the Cougars. And now they'll bring it back out. Hardiman with the offensive rebound, and Ahmad took the paint off the rim. 3 seconds remaining. 3-pointer by Tufts, and there's a dagger right there. Caleb Hardy got it outside to Tufts. And a 3-pointer there from Josh Tufts, his 22nd of the year, has given the Liberty Christian Lions a 60-43 lead over the Gary 21st Century Cougars here at the end of the first half. What a great offensive performance so far by the Lions. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with our halftime stats and much more. You're listening to the Class 1A Semi-State Championship game, live here from Huntington North High School on RRSN.com Regional Radio Sports in conjunction with the IHSAA Champions Network.
Our hearts out.
We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continue to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
There's always a moment where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continue to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Welcome back here to Huntington North High School. Mike Knezovich along with Ryan Knezovich and Chris Adzia. 60-43 Liberty Christian with the lead here over the Gary 21st Century Cougars. And Chris, you got some scoreboard updates for us. Nope, okay. Kennedy's Creations wishes best of luck to coaches Williams and Haskins and the Gary 21st Century Cougars in their quest for a semi-state championship today here at Huntington North High School. They specialize in balloon and other decorations for parties and special events. For more information, call Kennedy's Creations, 773-507-6501, or send an email to Teresa at kennedycreations@gmail.com, Chris.
The Gary Air Show will return to beautiful Marquette Park again this year, Saturday and Sunday, July 9th and 10th, 2016. The city of Gary currently seeks sponsors for this exciting summer fun event on the beach that attracts over 100,000 in attendance over the weekend. For sponsorship and event information, call Gary City Hall at 219-881-1300. Make plans now for the Gary Air Show.
And Pathways Childcare, located at 1061 Harrison Boulevard in Gary, proudly supports the Gary 21st Century Cougars in their quest for a semi-state championship. They are a state-licensed facility that care for children from infant through the age of 13. For more information, call them at 219-885-4407. Pathways Childcare in Gary believes in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6, which states that we all should, quote, train up a child in the way they should go. And, Chris, you got our first half numbers, and so far they do not look good for the folks from the Steel City.
Well, for the Liberty Christian Lions, they lead 60-43 here at halftime. And, yes, that is a halftime score. They were led in scoring by Caleb Hardy. By Ronald Williams. Ronnie had 15 points on 3 of 3 shooting from behind the three-point arc. 3 other players in double digits. Caleb Hardy had 14 points for the Lions. Franklin Nunn had 11. And Joshua Tufts off the bench, a 6'3 sophomore, had 10 points on 2 of 2 from behind the arc and the free throw line. 4 points apiece from Gregory Dixon and Trajan Dixon, and 2 points from Ben Cotton. The Liberty Christian Lions were a sizzling hot 24 of 33 overall from the field for 72.7%. They were 6 of 6 from behind the three-point arc for 100% shooting, and they were 6 of 8 from the free throw line for 75%. For the Gary 21st Century Cougars, they had 5 players in the scoring column. Eugene German led all scorers with 27 points. He was 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 4 of 8 from downtown. 7 points from Tyree Booker down low, and 5 points from Armand Cathy, and 2 points from Corvon Lott. The Cougars shot 16 of 34 from the field overall for 47.1%. They were 6 of 15 from behind the arc for 40%, and 5 of 7 from the free throw line for 71.4%.
IHSAATV.org will broadcast 2 doubleheaders today. From Seymour, the legendary Walt Ferber will be on the call at 4 p.m. Eastern as 25-3 Bloomfield faces 20-8 West Washington in Class 1A. 22-6 Tri-West battles 18-10 Evansville-Bosse in the Class 3A game at 6 p.m. From Lafayette, Jeff, Hall of Famer Jerry Baker and Big Jan Bozer will present 25-3 Griffith versus 21-7 Marion at 4 p.m., followed by 25-1 Warsaw taking on 27-3 McCutcheon at 6 p.m. in a 4A matchup. All games can be viewed in HD at IHSAATV.org, the internet portal of the Indiana High School Champions Network. And Chris, should be some great ball games down at Seymour, as well as at Lafayette at Marion Crowley Athletic Center. And certainly going to be an interesting matchup as Warsaw and Doug Ogle take on Rick Peckinpah's McCutcheon Maverick team. Rick Peckinpah with 456 total wins in his storied career, and Doug Ogle doing a great job with that Warsaw program.
Coach Peckinpah has been there an awful long time. He's a guy that I played against when he was at McCutcheon back in '91, so certainly been there a long time. And you look at some highly ranked teams still left in this semi-state at all levels. That particular matchup, Warsaw and McCutcheon, is 5-4, and New Albany still alive in 4A. They're the number 1 ranked team in 4A, and the highest ranked team left in 2A is LaPel, ranked number 2.
River Point Country Club in Hobart, Whitehawk Country Club in Crown Point, and the Brassey Golf Club in Chesterton are 3 golf courses in northwest Indiana that currently have membership signups. River Point in Hobart offers its members and guests an indoor golf simulator, an indoor batting cage. They've got 27 holes, and they're on the web at riverpoint.com. DeBrassi offers its players 18 holes of link-style golf at DeBrassi.com, while Whitehawk has 4 9-hole courses and tee options by the beautiful forest, streams, and prairies of Crown Point. You can check them out on the web at whitehawkcountryclub.com. And Chris, let's thank our tournament sponsor, Calumet College of St. Joseph, for their terrific support throughout the tournament. You can check them out on the web at ccsj.edu.
Calumet College of St. Joseph has the lowest tuition of any private college in Indiana. It offers traditional programs with flexible class schedules, accelerated programs to help adults earn their bachelor's degree in as little as 12 months, and master's programs specifically designed for working adults. Make CCSJ your university of choice. For more information on your favorite or future potential in upcoming spring enrollment, check out their website at ccsj.edu.
Well, I'm going to go on a heavy limb, Chris, here and say that the key to the second half for Gary 21st Century is going to be notch it up a little bit more on the defensive end.
Well, Liberty Christian shot 72.7%. They were 6 of 6 from downtown. I mean, even if you play no defense, you got to assume that they're not going to continue that hot of shooting. It just seems like it would be an impossibility to do that for 32 minutes. But what an impressive first half by the Lions, certainly worthy of their number 1 ranking in Class 1A. And it's going to take a miracle, I think, by Eugene German, who already has 27 points in one half. He's going to have to stay hot this half as well to keep the Cougars within striking distance.
Do you look for the Cougars now to pick up full court right off the get-go?
Well, you're going to run out of time. I don't know if you're going to do it right from the get-go, but at some point, time and is going to dictate that you're going to have to do that.
As we mentioned, multiple student athletes with 2 fouls in this one. Nobody has been at the 3rd foul so far. The Cougars will get possession of the basketball as Corvon Lott will inbound it here to start the 3rd quarter.
And you look back in that first half, Mike, the one time the Cougars brought a little bit of pressure, Liberty Christian was able to carve it up for an easy 2.
So Lott is on the floor for the Cougars. He's joined by DeAndre Ghostin, Eugene German, who has the basketball. Also out there as well as Tyree Booker and Ahmad Cathy. Ahmad now tries to split through the defense, and it's going to be a turnover on Gary 21st Century. Liberty Christian counters with Franklin Nunn, Caleb Hardy, Greg Dixon, Ronnie Williams in the backcourt along with Ben Cotton.
Both of these ball clubs doing a good job taking care of the basketball. That's only the third turnover for the Cougars. The Lions only have 2. Lions also with 11 first-half assists.
Sharing the basketball all over the place. As Ronnie Williams now doing the perimeter. Look for Jason Chappell's team to maybe take some sands off the hourglass here. Spin-a-rama move by Caleb Hardy, and he starts the second half scoring.
Give him 16 now. The 6'5 senior transfer certainly can play. Good quickness down low.
Now a wild shot put up, and they're going to call a blocking foul on the Lions, as Cotton is going to get called for the personal foul. Yeah, as Chris mentioned, Caleb Hardy transferring had to sit out 365 days per the rules. And he was not in that first meeting in January, but certainly his presence out here today has been felt by the Cougars. 62-43, Liberty Christian up now by their biggest lead at 19. 7:14 remaining in quarter number 3. Gary 21st Century trying to pick up their first semi-state championship in school history. Long three-pointer by German. Weak side rebound to Cathy, but he took the paint off the rim. And none to rebound for the Lions.
Third offensive rebound for the Cougars. Another step-back three-point attempt from Eugene German. He's now 4 of 9 from downtown.
Gary 21st Century has been one and done several times down the floor. Great job of boxing out by Liberty Christian. Now they post up Hardy. He draws the double team. Kicks it back out now to Dixon, who lost it out of bounds for the third Lion turnover. Back the other way now. German takes it coast to coast, and he scores.
A good lift off the floor in transition that time. Cougars not really with many numbers that time till Eugene German created something for himself once again.
The future Husky now with 29 on the day.
Gregory Dixon on a nice little give and go is able to lay it in for his 6th point.
Eugene now with a little finger roll off the left side as he breaks the 30-point barrier. 64-47 Liberty Christian. Nichols wild on the scoreboard, 5:55 remaining here in the third. Dixon now knifes in over to Franklin Nunn. He'll pop it from 15, took the paint off the rim, and now reach over foul. Going to be called on Cotton for the Lions. That'll be his third.
Eugene German at his season average of 33 points, his 31 points, now 2 below, but I don't think he needed to have a great game today to be an Indiana All-Star. If he's not an Indiana All-Star, you just haven't been paying attention.
Now he races by the defense and draws the contact. Boy, lightning quick first step there for the 5'11 senior. That's now number 3 on Greg Dixon as well.
Definitely the most explosive player off the dribble that we've seen all year long.
Cathy will bring it up now for the Cougars. They trail it by 17. 5.5 remaining in the third quarter. German now beats the double team. Golston on the baseline, and he tickles the twine from 15.
They ran a little pick and roll on that left wing. Liberty Christian double teamed the ball pick, and he was able to find his teammate.
Nice hustle by the Cougars as Golston flashes back the other way. The ball is deflected out of bounds by Cathy, so the Cougars are not able to get some points off the turnover.
Well, Golston was out ahead of everybody, had 2 defenders trailing him, contesting the layup. He'd like to have that one back, though.
5 minutes remaining in the third quarter, 64-49. In favor of Liberty Christian, the number 1 team in the land here in the state of Indiana in Class 1A. Now Hardy posts up on the shorter. Cathy and little baby hook scores off the left side. We're going to keep it right here with 4:51 remaining in the third quarter. Caleb Hardy now with 18 points, and that gives Liberty Christian 17-point lead.
The Gary Air Show will return to beautiful Marquette Park again this year, Saturday and Sunday, July 9th and 10th, 2016. The city of Gary currently seeks sponsors for this exciting summer fun event on the beach that attracts over 100,000 in attendance over the weekend. For sponsorship and event information, call Gary City Hall at 219-881-1300. Make plans now for the Gary Air Show.
Is that high school, Chris?
Yes.
My goodness gracious, the Griffith boys basketball team's bus has flipped in an accident on the way down to Lafayette, and they have canceled the game in Class 3A.
And it's not official word, but that comes from a family member of one of the Griffith coaches. They said they're not going to play today. It appears everybody is okay. We certainly hope and pray that they are, but looks to be a pretty severe accident.
The air ball put up by German certainly puts this in perspective out here now as we call this ball game. Weak side rebound's going to be put up and in by Greg Dixon. He's got 8. So 68-49 Liberty Christian, but right now it appears that the 3A game down in Lafayette may be postponed to another day. Now a nice little runner there by Lott as he puts it in for Gary 21st Century.
He now has 4. Nice job in traffic getting to the basket that time. Another high shot with high degree of difficulty.
Now a steal by Cathy. Gets it down the floor to his teammate Golston, and that will be a turnover on the Lions, their 5th of the ball game.
Liberty Christian only with 3 offensive rebounds now. There just hasn't been many to get, though, with their hot shooting after that last putback.
Nice feed inside to Golston. They're going to call a foul after the fact there on the shot by Double Deuce. So DeAndre Golston's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
If that was on Ronnie Williams, that will be his 3rd foul. He reacted like the call will be on him.
I think he put up 2 two fingers there, so it's on Cotton, his 4th. So 68-51, Liberty Christian up by 17. And DeAndre Golston, who's got 4 points, has now increased it to 5. Well, the folks here from Gary 21st Century have not given up on their student athletes. They're standing up and cheering and trying to encourage their student athletes to get back into this one, but they trail it by 16. One more for the sophomore, and he ends up splitting the free throws. 3:53 remaining in the third quarter. Liberty Christian 68, Gary 21st Century 52. Franklin Nunn now in the twilight zone. Left side free throw line extended inside to Caleb Hardy. A little spin around the move, drew the foul. And the 6'5 senior is going to go to the line to shoot a pair.
He's got a great little baby hook with a little bit of range on it as well. Could shoot it up to about, I think we saw him make one from about 10 feet away in that first half. That's the 3rd time he went to that particular move and drew the foul that time.
Second miss of the afternoon for Hardy. He's got 19 points. Stay tuned after this ball game. We will break away and come back with game number 2. As the Lapel Bulldogs take on the Fort Wayne Canterbury Cavaliers. You'll be able to see all the action on RRSN.com in conjunction with the IHSAA Champions Network. Hardy missed them both, and back the other way quickly was German. And he now has 33 points to equal his season average. Hardy back the other way with a runner. Weak side rebound to Tyree Booker. Cougars bring it back. Down German, up and under. Couldn't get it to the goal. Weak side rebound in the well and came back out by Tyree. That could have cut it to 12.
Well, German went 1-on-4, which allowed his two teammates there to get an offensive rebound. Both had an opportunity. That was a big opportunity that gone awry for the Cougars.
Now Ronnie Williams with a bounce pass over to Franklin Nunn. Nice drop step, and he banked it in off the left bank. He's got 13.
He's one of these players that make things look effortlessly on the offensive end. Very smooth.
Lions up by 16 on defense. 70-54 Liberty Christian. 2:40 remaining in the third stanza. Ahmed Cathy now back outside to Corvon Lott. He got his pocket picked by Williams, but was able to recover. Flash now at the baseline. Shot up, no good by Golston. The rebound to Ronnie Williams. Lions look to run. Left side, little hook in the lane. Put up and good by Greg Dixon. He's got 10.
A quick release in traffic that time by Dixon on his way up enabled him to sneak that ball over the rim.
Now Eugene German with a long three-pointer off the mark. Franklin Nunn the rebound for the Lions.
At both feet about a half a step beyond the volleyball line on that shot attempt.
2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter is Tufts now. Over to Hardy, back over to Josh. Flash pass, easy layup, put up and good, and a timeout on the floor. Greg Dixon now with 8 points in the quarter, 12 in the ball game, and the Gary 21st Century Cougars now face their biggest deficit at 20, 74-54.
The Gary Air Show will return to beautiful Marquette Park again this year, Saturday and Sunday, July 9th and 10th, 2016. The city of Gary currently seeks sponsors for this exciting summer fun event on the beach that attracts over 100,000 in attendance over the weekend. For sponsorship and event information, call Gary City Hall at 219-881-1300. Make plans now for the Gary Air Show.
Kennedy's Creation wishes best of luck to coaches Williams and Haskins and the Gary 21st Century Cougars in their quest for a semi-state championship today here at Huntington North High School. They specialize in balloon and other decorations for parties and special events. For more information, call Kennedy's Creations, 773-501-6501. You can send an email to Teresa at Kennedy's Creations. That's KennedyCreations@gmail.com. Chris, we might want to get a hold of our guys that are heading down to Lafayette and give them a heads up on that situation with the Griffith basketball team. Got a preliminary report that the game could possibly be canceled today because of a traffic accident involving the Griffith bus. That's not been confirmed yet. Now the ball off the bottom of the backboard by Golston. Turnover number 4 now on the Cougars. Williams is able to escape trouble. 1:23 remaining in the third quarter. 74-54, Liberty Christian. Left side now driving in as Dixon left it short. Franklin Nunn could not get the offensive rebound. Now German back the other way, and we've got a foul called. It's going to be a 2-shot foul coming up here now for Eugene German. The foul is on Greg Dixon, his 4th. So now Dixon, along with Cotton, had 4 fouls apiece. German's free throw's good. Trey John Dixon back into the ballgame now for Coach Chappell. One more free throw for Eugene German. 74-55, 74-56. German now with 35 points to lead all scorers here this afternoon. Now the Lions spreading it out here, up by 18. They led it at the half by 17. Now Hardy having some difficulty, but he got bailed out. Now Nunn post up with a strong move to the hoop off the right side. 15 points in the game now for the senior.
Quiet 15. He gets you down low one-on-one. It's going in the basket.
German's going to get called for an offensive foul here as Ronnie Williams took the brunt of that assault to the lane. That'll be Eugene's second personal. Only the second team foul on the Cougars here in the second half.
Now the Cougars pick up man-to-man, full court with a little bit of pressure this time.
.20 seconds remaining now here in quarter number 3. 76-56 Lions. Down to 10 now as the folks from Liberty Christian on their feet on the far side. Down to 7. Ronnie Williams at the left elbow. Beautiful feed down low for the layup by Tufts. And that will complete the third quarter of play. Tufts now with a dozen. And it's all Lions out here this afternoon in Huntington North. We've completed 3 quarters of action. It is Liberty Christian 78 and Gary 21st Century 56. Pathways Childcare, located at 1061 Harrison Boulevard in Gary, proudly supports the Gary 21st Century Cougars in their quest for a sectional championship. They are a state-licensed facility, and they care for children from infant through the age of 13. For more information, call them at 219-885-4407. Pathways Child Care in Gary believes in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6, which states that we all should, quote, train up a child in the way they should go. Kennedy's Creations wishes best of luck to coaches Williams and Haskins and the Gary 21st Century Cougars in their quest for a semi-state title today at Huntington North High School. They specialize in balloon and other decorations for parties and special events. For more information, call Kennedy's Creations at 773-507-6501 or send an email to Teresa at kennedycreations@gmail.com. Chris.
The Gary Air Show will return to beautiful Marquette Park again this year, Saturday and Sunday, July 9th and 10th, 2016. The city of Gary currently seeks sponsors for this exciting summer fun event on the beach that attracts over 100,000 in attendance over the weekend. For sponsorship and event information, call the Gary City Hall at 219-881-1300. Make plans now for the Gary Air Show.
Off the miss there, Chris. Franklin Nunn was able to bank it in for his 17th point. Ronnie Williams again causing havoc in the lane for the Cougars. Now Lott is able to put up a shot, but he left it short. Now back off the right side come the Lions. Trajan Dixon back in the ball game, 80-56. Lions with the lead in the basketball. 7:20 remaining in the ball game.
Liberty Christian's high total this year was 102 points against Indianapolis Shortridge.
Joshua Tufts nails another two-pointer. He now has 14 this afternoon. Eugene looking to do it by himself. He needs some help. Lott now knifes through the defense. He'll pop it from the free throw line, and he tickles the twine from there. He's got 6. Liberty Christian now 7 of 10 from the line this afternoon. And now a turnover. Golston comes back the other way and draws the foul on the floor.
Foul will be on Ronnie Williams. His 3rd foul. Picked up too early in this ball game. The sense of urgency needs to set in for the Cougars that last defensive possession. Although they were able to cause a turnover, they picked up full court, but very softly in their pressure.
Yeah, I was going to say they can't rule that in the act of shooting. That was on the floor. Lott will pop it from the baseline. Took the paint off to him. Offensive rebound basket by Tyree Booker. And a timeout by the Cougars here. Tyree now with 9 in the ball game, and they have certainly needed that offensive presence on the glass for the Cougars, Chris.
Engravables is your local source for team trophies, plaques, and awards. They're located at 2005 Calumet Avenue in Valparaiso. They also are your local headquarters for badges, ID tags, and signage, gift items, and rubber stamps. Engravables has expanded into promotional products such as pens, calendars, drinkware, and giveaways for your business. For more information, visit their website at www.engravables.net or call Engravables at 219-477-5656.
You are listening to the Northwest Indiana Boys Basketball Game of the Week in Northwest Indiana on WEFM 95.9 FM, Michigan City.
Liberty Christian still red hot, shooting 70% from the field.
Now a steal by DeAndre Golston, and the sophomore is able to put it in for his 7th point, and now another turnover on the Cougars. So Gary 21st Century not giving in yet.
Well, Coach Williams lighting a fire underneath the ball club during that last timeout. They come out on the defensive end with a tremendous amount of urgency all of a sudden.
20 points down, though, with 6:18 remaining. Going to be a tall order here for German and the Cougars. Eugene knifes in, up and under, couldn't get it to go. They try to crash the offensive glass. Great effort by German, and the Cougars are able to save it. Cathy's tray's good! What an effort there by the guys from the Steel City, Chris. They were flying all over the place.
Well, German was able to save it to the sideline. Then another Cougar over there was able to save it again right to Kathy, and he was able to knock it down.
We'll take a look at our third quarter numbers brought to us by Pathways Childcare, located at 1061 Harrison Boulevard in Gary. They proudly support the Gary 21st Century Cougars in their quest for a semi-state championship. Their state licensed facility and care for children from infant through the age of 13. For more information, call them at 219-885-4407. Pathways Childcare in Gary believes in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6, which states that we all should, quote, train up a child in the way they should go.
Well, after 3, Eugene German still leads all scorers with 35. Caleb Hardy with 18 to lead the Liberty Christian Lions, who are still shooting a red-hot 70%. Haven't missed a three-pointer yet today either.
Watt was trying to draw the foul there on the right wing, and instead they're going to give it to the Cougars.
Williams extended his arm when he was dribbling the ball. Lott was pressuring the ball, but Lott does pick up the foul.
Check that, it's on Armad
Kathy is first.
82-65. 5:48 remaining, and now the Lions are going to try to shorten the game up here a little bit. Williams in the corner to Tufts. Flash down to Franklin Nunn, and he banked it up and in. He is a low down low.
Yeah, you're not going to stop him down low. That time the Lions passed up 3 good looks from the field, continued to work the ball around and got it inside the Nunn.
German now is going to get fouled on the free throw line. Boy, he is just lightning quick.
Explosive off the dribble. Got a great crossover. Reminds you a lot of in Allen Iverson off the dribble. Has a great crossover, gets up high off the floor when he shoots the ball from the perimeter as well.
Ronnie Williams commits his 4th personal as Eugene gets his 36th point of the afternoon. Great to have the state of Indiana watching Eugene German statewide here and what he brings to the table.
7 of 7 from the free throw line here this afternoon as well.
Broadcasters jinx on that one. 1 for 2 in the quarter for the Cougars, now 9 of 13 as a team. They still trail it by 18. 84-66 Liberty Christian. Inside to Cotton, lost the control. Got it back over to Franklin. Coming up on 5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Ronnie Williams trying to beat the double team. Franklin Nunn flashes it inside to Hardy, up and under, and a reach-in going to be called on DeAndre Golston. That'll only be the 4th foul on the Cougars.
Well, the Cougars now in a half-court trap. Liberty Christian just too well coached and too talented to have any effect on them. They move the ball nicely, always looking to the middle of the floor.
That's what the good teams do, Chris. They look for that opening off the double team. Now Tufts inside the lane to Franklin, and they'll bring it back out. Good decision-making by Franklin Nunn. Coming up on the halfway part of the 4th quarter. Now Hardy got a half a step on the defense. Great anticipation on the steal, but then the Cougars throw it away. DeAndre Golston came up with the steal, but then tried to lead Lott and turned it over. Can't fault the hustle for the young man, only a sophomore. Liberty Christian up by 18 is now Thomas. Goes down on the baseline to Hardy, and he banked it up and in.
Yeah, he drew all kinds of contact, too, for his 20th point. No call.
20-point lead for the number 1 rated team in the state. Now German's going to draw a foul on Ronnie Williams, and that might be it for the junior. Actually, no, it'll be on Nunn, his 2nd. So the future Husky heading over to NIU leads all scorers now with 37 points here this afternoon.
Not a bad afternoon, huh?
Not bad at all. He scored in every quarter. He had 10 in the first quarter, 17 in the second quarter, 8 in the third, and now he has 3 here in the 4th. Cougars are now 3 of 4 in the quarter, 11 of 15 from the charity stripe this afternoon. They trail it by 18. And now a timeout by Jason Chappell with 4:11 remaining in the ball game, and an 18-point lead for the Liberty Christian Lions, Chris.
River Point Club in Hobart, White Hawk Country Club in Crown Point, and the Brassy Golf Club in Chesterton are 3 golf courses in northwest Indiana that currently have membership signups. River Point in Hobart offers its members and guests an indoor golf simulator and indoor batting cage, has 27 holes, and is on the web at riverpoint.com. The Brassy offers its players 18 holes of link-style golf at thebrassy.com, while White Hawk has 4 9-hole courses and tee options by the forests, streams, and prairies of Crown Point, and their website is whitehawkcountryclub.com.
The Gary Air Show will return to beautiful Marquette Park again this year, Saturday and Sunday, July 9th and 10th, 2016. The city of Gary currently seeks sponsors for this exciting summer fun event on the beach that attracts over 100,000 in attendance over the weekend. For sponsorship and event information, call Gary City Hall at 219-881-1300. Make plans now for the Gary Air Show. Halfway through the fourth quarter, Cougars made a nice run at this Lion team, but were unable to sustain that attack, and now it's just basically going to the free throw line and converting here for Liberty Christian.
Only the 15th foul on the Cougars, as that was Armad Cathy picking up his second foul. He wanted the hook that time on Ronnie Williams, who got around him a little bit and got that right arm out once again.
Tom Williams putting on a clinic, getting it over to Hardy on the play for the basket. He's got 20. Ronnie Williams came in averaging 4 assists a ball game. He came in with 123 assists on the season, Chris, and today you can certainly see why.
Turnover on the Cougars. They're 6th on my score sheet, Mike. And
what did you have Ronnie for with assists through 3 quarters, Chris, on your sheet there?
4 assists through 3.
Pick up another one there. He's got 128 helpers now on the season.
A couple other players, Joshua Tufts and Franklin Nunn with 3 assists. 16 assists for Liberty Christian through 3 quarters.
You talked about them averaging 15 a game coming in. 3:30 remaining. Right side now, Thomas back over. They share the basketball to Nunn, and he put it up and in. He now has 21.
Yeah, little to no defense along that backside for the Cougars.
German now misses the three-pointer. Thomas back the other way, right side to Franklin, and he knifes in and scores. He's got 23. 92-68. Lott's tray, good. Corvon Lott gets his 25th three-pointer of the season, and now a reach-in foul called on the Cougars in the backcourt.
It'll be interesting to see how the Cougars want to play this final 3:05, down 92-71. Do they make it a long 3 minutes and 5 seconds, or do they make it a short? They now have 16 fouls, so the next one, the Lions will go to the free throw line.
Tufts is out of the lineup now with 14 points.
Eugene German picked up his 3rd foul of the ball game.
Stay tuned after the game. We'll name our Centier Bank Performer of the ball game for the Gary 21st Century Cougars. 3 minutes remaining in the game. Liberty Christian up by 21, trying to go to 25-4 on the season. And now the hoop, the harm, the foul, and a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play for Caleb Hardy. The transfer to Liberty Christian, 6'5", and a senior.
His 3rd opportunity of the ball game for an and one situation. He had 2 of them in the first quarter. He was not able to capitalize on either one of those free throws.
He comes in at 55% from the line. He leads the team inside the arc at 65% on the season. That's unbelievable.
He's able to hit that free throw with a camera flashing in his eyesight.
Eugene German gets his first field goal in the fourth quarter. He now has 40 points this afternoon. 95-73 in favor of the Lions. 2:38 remaining. Thomas back the other way, down to Nunn for the two-handed tomahawk dunk.
His 5th field goal of this quarter. Now has 25 points for the Lions.
Nice offensive rebound there by Golston, and now a foul called. And right now, Ronnie Williams is hurt here on the floor, and it looks like he's holding his left ankle. Kind of landed awkwardly there. He's coming up a little bit limping, but it appears right now he's going to be able to walk that off. Well, if you're Jason Chappell,
yeah, you don't want to see that for sure.
You're holding your breath right now.
And Tyree Booker picks up his 2nd foul. That'll send Gregory Dixon to the free throw line. He's a 79% free throw shooter.
He misses the charity toss. So right now the Lions in the ball game with 5 players in double-digit scoring. Caffey's 3-pointers off the mark. Lott gets the offensive rebound. Corvon will pop it from the left wing. Couldn't get the kind roll. Long rebound comes off now to the Lions. Dixon off the right side and baking it up and in was Williams. He now has 17.
Dixon returned the favor to Williams.
Booker misses the shot, but the rebound put up and in by Tyree. Off the German miss, he now has 11. 99-75. And now a foul called on the drive on Gary 21st Century.
Some eye-popping numbers here today. 99 points on the scoreboard for Liberty Christian. Shooting near 70% from the field throughout the ball game. Eugene German with 40 points on the night, Mike. His 7th time having 40 points or more this season. He's broken the 50 mark twice in a 32-minute game. That's high efficiency.
Shot no good by Williams. Cotton got the rebound, was up and under, and there's the century mark for the Lions. Liberty Christian continuing to put the pedal to the metal. Williams took it up, got the feed over to the right side. Shot is up and no good, and now a reach-over foul going to be called on Cotton. And he will have fouled out of the ball game with 4 points.
Very unselfish by Ronnie Williams once again. He had an open look, layup look along that left side, gave it up to a teammate but couldn't convert.
Well, I tell you what, Chris, between Providence and West Washington, whoever draws this Lions team is going to have their work cut out for them.
I'll give a lot of credit to this Lions ball club. They came out on fire. They stayed red hot.
I'm sorry, Bloomfield and West Washington.
Bloomfield comes in at 25-3, ranked number 3. So for Liberty Christian to be able to win it all, they potentially might have to go through number 2 in the state in 1A, which they did at the sectional championship in Seton Catholic, and number 3 in the state, possibly in the state finals.
Great job by Eugene German to get the miss from Golston. He's able to draw the foul on Franklin Nunn. So Eugene German now with 40 points in the ball game. Tyree Booker, or check that, Golston, the sophomore, comes back as to the bench as that shot's no good by Eugene. Only a second missed free throw of the afternoon. 101-77. And now a foul by German, his 4th.
I think you're going to see a curtain call here. I think that foul was to get him out of the ball game. Should be a big round of applause by all 4 schools here for Eugene German, the number 1 or the leading scorer in the state, regardless of class.
Yeah, I think if they had an all-tournament team here with these 2 classes, he certainly would be on the squad. So Ronnie Williams with 17 in the game. He averages 16-7. Good to see him back out there with the ankle. And now a curtain call for Caleb Hardy, who finishes the game with 25 points this afternoon.
Eugene German out of the game as well. I'm even going to stand up for this one, Mike.
40 points in the game, and he gets a big hug from Ricky Haskins and now Rodney Williams.
Also great sportsmanship from Liberty Christian's Ronald Williams, who gives German a big hug before he exits the ball game as well.
One more for the junior. And he got it. And now he'll get the curtain call with 19 points.
Well deserved. At least 5 or 6 assists. We'll get you the official numbers in a minute 14.
Tyree Booker now getting hugs from the coaching staff as well. What a great career for that young man. He finishes with 11 this afternoon. Ahmad Cathy brings it back with 1 minute. 1 minute remaining in the ball game, and a nice basket there for the junior. He's got 10. Wild shot back the other way, rebounded by Cathy. Ahmad back the other way. He's going to go coast to coast on Franklin Nunn. Tip attempt is no good, and they're going to say offensive goaltending on Corvon Lott for the Cougars.
Cathy switched hands in the air, tried to finish with his left that time. It hung on the rim just a little bit, and then the basket interference on the attempted putback.
50 points combined this afternoon, 25 apiece for Caleb Hardy and Franklin Nunn for the Lions. What a dynamic duo.
That's 6'3" and 6'5", both pretty quick and athletic as well. Very good 1A players, as I said. This Liberty Christian Ball Club, not real big, but they're big enough for 1A. Throughout their lineup, they have 4 guys between 6'3" and 6'5" in their starting lineup.
Daniel Burko in the lineup, along with Peyton Quinn now for Liberty Christian. Evan Packard getting some playing time out there, along with Isaiah Breeze. And a turnover on the Lions. Edwin Hardiman in the lineup now for Gary 21st Century, as Lott's going to draw the foul. Also, Jawan Phillips, a 6-foot junior, in there now for Coach Williams. 103-79. Listen to the crowd.
Corvon Lott's able to connect on the first one. He now has 11. Nice smooth stroke from the free throw line. Misses the second.
Lott now joins German and Cathy and Booker in double-digit scoring with his 10th point. 103-80, 13 seconds left. Long three-pointer up and no good by Raphael Perry. Rebound is controlled as taking the paint off the rim was Northern. They battle for the ball. Shot by Lott is up, and the sands of the hourglass are going to run out here on the 2016 season for the Gary 21st Century Cougars. Congratulations to Rodney Williams along with Ricky Haskins and the Cougars on a terrific season. They will bow to the tournament with a record of 20-7 and the number 1 rated team in the land. The Liberty Christian Lions have picked up yet another semi-state championship as they win this ball game today by a score of 103-80. So Liberty Christian picks up the first semi-state championship in school history in 4 tries. They were knocked out of the regionals in 2014, 2015, and 2016. But they are able to finally get over the hump, and they will now play for the school's first ever championship. What a great scene out here right now. Rodney Williams and the staff getting hugs from all the crowd out here. Great support from both of these schools out here this afternoon at Huntington North High School. And that's what it's all about out here.
Well, the Cougars came across the floor to their cheering section to thank the crowd, and now the crowd pours out on the floor a little bit to show their appreciation for a great year as well.
We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with final scoring summary, and then we'll take a look ahead to game number 2 out here this afternoon as the Class 2A Northern Semi-State will be decided here at Huntington North as the Lapel Bulldogs get set to take on the Fort Wayne Canterbury Cavaliers. Once again, the final score, number 1 Liberty Christian 103 and Gary 21st Century's Cougars 80. Back in 2 minutes with post-game coverage here on RSN.com, Regional Radio Sports, and the IHSAA Champions Network.
start a new career at a cutting-edge, exciting, and globally competitive company? Enroll in Steelworker for the Future, a 2.5-year associate degree program offered at select community colleges, and you'll be prepared for a high-paying career at ArcelorMittal, the world's leading steel company. Graduates may be hired as maintenance technicians, earning an average of $90,000 per year, plus benefits. Your future with the leader in steel starts now. Visit steelworkerforthefuture.com today. Score big with the low-rate TCU Visa Platinum credit card that can help you take charge of those long-awaited projects or cover unexpected emergency needs. It not only comes with a low rate, but offers everything you need, including no annual fees, no balance transfer fees, easy cash advances at ATMs, and much more. Don't miss out on a good play. Take charge of those projects and score big with the low-rate TCU Visa Platinum credit card. Learn more and apply today at tcunet.com/credit cards.
There's always a moment where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continue to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
At Horizon Bank, we're more than just your hometown bank. We're your neighbor, whether you're ready to get a loan for your next family vacation, that new car you've had your eye on, a much-needed renovation, your dream home, or your business. Trust the local lenders at Horizon Bank for the loan you need. Local people making local decisions. Visit HorizonBank.com. Horizon Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back here to Huntington North High School. Mike Knezovich, Chris Adzia, and Ryan Knezovich. As you see the folks from Liberty Christian, their community, and also some of the folks from LaPel supporting their rivals a little bit, so to speak, only a few miles down the road from each other in this Class 1A championship game as Liberty Christian wins the ball game by a score of 103-80. They had a 26-point first quarter, Chris Adzia, 34-point second quarter, 20-point third quarters. They showed they were slackers there, and then 43 points in the fourth quarter for 103 in the ball game.
Impressive offensive performance by Liberty Christian. Thank you very much as we're handed the final stats, and we'll get into these here in one moment. But, I said at halftime I think it's going to be impossible for them to continue to shoot at the pace they did in the first half where they shot 72.7%. Well, they continued that pace, Mike. They finished the game 44 of 63 for 69.8%. They did not miss a three-pointer tonight. They were 6 of 6. All of those in the first half, and it was a combination of great offensive ball movement and people movement on Liberty Christian, but not a great effort from the second wave of that defensive unit from the Cougars, as once that first wave of pressure was broken, there wasn't a whole lot of resistance down low for the Liberty Christian Lions.
And, of course, Gary, 21st Century winning the school's first ever regional championship in school history, a 20-win season for Rodney Williams along with Ricky Haskins. And they will bow to the tournament, but certainly a terrific performance by their senior star, Eugene German, here this afternoon.
40 points. He was 9 of 11 from the free throw line, 5 of 12 from the three-point stripe, and certainly had a great 4-year career here with the Cougars, and great things ahead of him as well over in DeKalb as he will be playing basketball at Northern Illinois.
So our center bank performer of the game is Eugene German, the 5'11 senior. He finishes with 40 points. Did a great job, only missed 2 free throws all afternoon long. He scored in each quarter. He had 10 in the first quarter, 17 in the second, 8 in the third, and came back with 7 more Check that. Yeah, 7 more, 42 points for Eugene out here today. And also doing a great job from the free throw line. So the Gary 21st Century Cougars now are going to congratulate and also bid farewell to Tyree Booker, their 6'5 senior. Of course, Eugene German, Jarrell Northern, who did a great job contributing. Philip Berry, a role player for them, will also graduate. But it seems like right now, Chris, Rodney and Ricky have got the program moving here in the right direction, and they're going to plug and chug, and they'll be a factor again in 1A next year.
Well, in 1A, is it the new Bowman Academy of Gary? Who knows? Certainly they're making their claim on that for sure, and it was a great year from Coach Williams.
And what can you say about Jason Chappell's Lions, Chris? They are a well-oiled machine, and West Washington, along with Bloomfield, they're going to have their hands full.
Well, third time's a charm for Coach Chappell and his Lions ball club, and it's the third year in a row that they've played on a semi-state stage, and certainly from the tip you could see that this stage was not too big for them.
Well, Chris, certainly thoughts and prayers go out to the Griffith Panthers basketball team. Reports are that they were involved in some kind of a traffic accident on the way down to Marion Crowley Athletic Center in Lafayette, so the 3A game that was supposed to be played this afternoon against the Marion Giants has been postponed. The 4A game is still on between McCutcheon and name is it's escaping me right now, Chris.
In Warsaw.
Yeah. Brain cramp there, but
Crown Point's trying to forget about that name as well after last week. But just a sad and disturbing picture that was sent to us as well as the yellow school bus from Griffith tipped over on the hood on the side of the road, and certainly again prayers and thoughts go out to that program who's been through a lot the last couple of years in their tournament run.
Yes, they have been, that's for sure. And again, we want to also mention that IHSAATV.org is going to be broadcasting the doubleheader from Seymour. The legendary Walt Ferber will be on the call at 4 p.m. That's Eastern Time. 25-3 Bloomfield will take on 20-8 West Washington. So folks across the state will get a chance to see who Liberty Christian is going to be playing next weekend down at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in 1A. And then 22-6 Tri-West will take on 18-10 Evansville Bosse in Class 3A. That game will be at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And then check the IHSAA TV website, IHSAA.org, as well as IHSAATV.org, as far as when that Griffith Marion game will be played. And they will, of course, have the game there for you as well. So right now, a great scene down there is the student-athletes from Liberty Christian. And I tell you what a great performance by Caleb Hardy along with Franklin Nunn and the rest of the Lions here today.
Great stat lines here. Caleb Hardy with 25 points. Franklin Nunn, 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. And then, of course, we talked about them all afternoon. Ronnie Williams, a 5'7 junior with a great stat line as well. 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. Liberty Christian also had one other player in double digits, or 2 other players in double digits. Joshua Tufts with a great first half, finished with 14 points off the bench. And Gregory Dixon, a 6'3 senior, also finished the ball game with 12 points.
Special thanks to Ron Miller over at WEFM for picking up our signal today on 95.9 in Michigan City. And, of course, stay tuned for the announcement on the Griffith-Marion game as to when that ball game will be replayed as WEFM. I would think, Chris, that they would probably be looking at Monday.
I'm guessing because, you have to turn around and play again next weekend for the winner in the state championship. And received a text from our partner Dave Miller as well that said no makeup date as of yet.
Again, special thanks to Ron and the staff over at WEFM. Thanks again to the IHSAA for the opportunity to be on statewide video stream out here this afternoon. And we also want to thank our sponsors of our coverage out here this afternoon as well. And they include ArcelorMittal, also by Teachers Credit Union, the United States Marine Corps, and Horizon Bank. Special thanks go out to Albert's Diamond Jewelers, Scapel Buick GMC, Automasters, Tech Federal Credit Union, and Schwartz Retson & Company. Also Engravables, Levin Tire, and Centier Bank, the sponsor of our Player of the Game. our tournament sponsors as well. Calumet College of St. Joseph's at ccsj.edu. The River Point Whitehawk and Brassy Golf Clubs in Northwest Indiana. And finally, kudos go out to our sponsors for Gary 21st Century Cougar Basketball, and they included the Gary Air Show in the city of Gary on Saturday and Sunday, July 10th at 9th and 10th of this summer. Also, Kennedy's Creations. As they are on the web, you can email Teresa at kennedycreations@gmail.com or call her at 773-507-6501. And Pathways Childcare, located at 1061 Harrison Boulevard in Gary, 219-885-4407. So for Chris Adzia, along with Ryan Knezovich, this is Michael Knezovich saying so long from Huntington North High School here in Huntington, Indiana, where the Liberty Christian Lions, the number one team in Class 1A, improved to 25-4 on the season. They will take on the winner of Bloomfield and West Washington next Saturday down at Bankers Life Fieldhouse as they defeat Gary 21st Century here this afternoon by a score of 103-80. God bless America. God bless you all. Have a safe and wonderful weekend, everybody. Stay tuned for the 2A championship game between the Lapel Bulldogs and the Fort Wayne Canterbury Cavaliers right here on RRSN.com and Regional Radio Sports in conjunction with the IHSAA Champions Network. Have a good afternoon, everybody. So long.